Assalamualaikum, dear students of class 12th. As you know, we have completed a lesson titled The Lost Lesson, written by Alphonse Daudet, of the text Flamingo, 12th class. In today's lesson, we will be discussing character sketches of Mr. Hamill, character sketch of Little Franz, and some textual questions. Now, let us start. First, let us discuss a character sketch of Mr. Hamill, teacher. Dear students, Mr. Hamill was a teacher at a school in a village in the French districts of Alsace and Lorraine. He used to teach French. मिस्टर हैमिल जो था वो एक टीचर था एक स्कूल में, किस डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में? इन द फ्रेंच डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स ऑफ एल्सेस एंड लॉरेन. ही यूज्ड टू टीच फ्रेंच, वो वहाँ पे फ्रेंच पढ़ाता था. ही हैड बीन टीचिंग हिज मदर टंग फॉर द लास्ट 40 years. वो वहाँ पे अपनी मदर टंग पढ़ाता था 40 साल से. He loved his profession from the core of his heart and had a deep sense of respect for mother tongue. अपनी प्रोफेशन को अपने दिल से वो पसंद करता था, लव करता था. एंड हैड ए डीप सेंस ऑफ रेस्पेक्ट फॉर द मदर टंग, और उसका जो मदर टंग के साथ जो था बहुत ही रेस्पेक्ट था. ही हैड ऑलवेज बीन वेरी पर्टिकुलर एंड स्ट्रिक्ट इन imparting the knowledge of the language to his people. The news that French would no more be taught in the school of Alsace and Lorraine, and that this was going to be lost lesson, completely shattered a calm and composed Mr. Hamill. बड़ा ही मायूस किया इस न्यूज़ ने कि ये जो फ्रेंच है अब स्कूल में नहीं पढ़ाया जाएगा. किस स्कूल में? अल्सेस एंड लॉरेन में स्कूल्स जो अल्सेस और लॉरेन डिस्ट्रिक्ट से उनके स्कूल में. और दिस इज़ गोइंग टू बी द लास्ट लेसन जो आज मिस्टर हैमिल पढ़ाने जा रहे हैं, देने जा रहे हैं, क्लास डिलीवर करने. दिस इज़ द लास्ट क्लास ऑफ द मदर टंग. एंड इसी चीज़ ने उनको बड़ा ही मायूस किया. दिस टीचर को भी और उन जो वहाँ पे लोग थे उनको भी और स्टूडेंट्स को भी. ही ट्राइड हिज लेवल बेस्ट टू रिमेन कॉम एंड कंपोज्ड बट ब्रोक डाउन एट द एंड. उसने कोशिश की बहुत कि बड़े बड़े हिसाब से रहे, काम रहे, और लास्ट में वो ब्रोक डाउन, वो टूट पड़ा. ही फेल्ट टॉर्मेंटेड by the fact that people had become indifferent to learn French and appealed to them to keep their language alive. Mr. Hamill was a patriot he was really a patriot in the real sense. He regarded the mother tongue to be a means of holding one's identity and self-respect. He blamed not only the parents and the children but himself also for neglecting French. वो उसने ब्लेम किया सिर्फ स्टूडेंट्स और पेरेंट्स को भी नहीं, बल्कि अपने आप को भी ब्लेम किया कि ज़्यादा मेहनत उसको जो करनी थी उसने नहीं की. His concern and love for his country is evident at the end of the last lesson when he writes on the blackboard, "Vive la France" in bold letters. This was character sketch of Mr. Hamill. This is most important question. Now, second is character sketch of Little Franz. Franz was a typical schoolboy. He was carefree and hated to go to school. He was afraid of his French teacher Mr. Hamill's iron rule. एक बड़ा अजीब किस्म का वो लड़का था. वो ज़्यादा वो केयर नहीं करता था और वो स्कूल जाने को हेट करता था फ्रेंड्स, और अपनी टीचर से हर वक्त वो एफरेड रहता था, डर जाता था उससे. और उसका जो कड़ा रूल था, बड़ा सख्त रूल था, उस रूल्स को वो डरता था. He was more interested in spending his time outside the school. Many times he missed the school and went in the search for birds, eggs, or watching the Prussian soldiers drilling at the sawmill. टाइम उसने ज़ायम किया. कभी वो बर्ड्स को देखने जाता था, एग्स को देखने जाता था, और कभी पर्शियन रूलर्स सोल्जर्स से उनकी ड्रिल देखने जाता था. He did not realize the importance of learning his mother tongue till the time his country passed into Prussian hands and teaching the of French of and teaching of French was banned. तब तक जिस जब तक न फ्रेंच लैंग्वेज को बैन किया गया और अ, ये जो कंट्री है वो किन के हाथों में चली गई, पर्शियन लोगों के हाथों में चली गई, तब तक उसने उसकी तरफ कोई वो इंटरेस्ट नहीं दिखाई. दिस केम एज ए थंडर बोल्ट टू हिम व्हेन ही केम टू स्कूल एंड फाउंड टू बी हिज लॉस्ट लेसन. उसके लिए एक आसमान से एक परेशानी आई, थंडर बोल्ट फ्राम द स्काई कि आई जब उसने ये अंडरस्टैंड किया, ये इस न्यूज़ उसके पास पहुंची, दिस इज़ द लास्ट लेसन ऑफ द फ्रेंच क्लास. At this moment, he lamented the loss of his language. His entire perspective towards the language and the teacher changed. He was surprised to learn and understand everything on the last day and did not find Mr. Hamilton strict during the lesson. लास्ट टाइम में वो अब उसकी इंटरेस्ट हो गई लैंग्वेज सीखने में, उसने वो ठीक तरह से लास्ट क्लास अटेंड किया एंड इट वाज वेरी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग दैट he learned each and every point of the last lesson of that language. He was so surprised to learn and understand everything on the last day and did not find Mr. Hamilton strict during the lesson. He was not able to understand the severity of war. He was not able to understand the severity of war and wondered whether the pigeons would be made to coo in German. These were the two characters. Now let us attempt some questions of the text. Talking about the text. When a people are enslaved, as long as they hold fast to their language, it is as if they had the key to their prison. Can you think of examples in history where the conquered people had their language taken away from them or had a language imposed on them, उन पे लैंग्वेज को इम्पोज की गई और उनकी लैंग्वेज उनसे छीन गई? को कुछ एग्जांपल्स आपके पास है? आंसर इज मदर टंग हैज़ ए helps a person. Mother tongue helps a person to express his feelings and thoughts most lucidly and intimately. Conquerors try to subdue and control the people of the enslaved territory by enforcing many measures such as use of force to crush different dissent and imposing their own language on them. From time immemorial, the victorious nations have imposed their own language on the conquered people and taken away their own language from them. तो बहुत से नेशंस ने इम्पोज की है अपनी लैंग्वेज, और जब उन्होंने दूसरे लोगों को कन्क्योर किया और उनको कन्क्योर करने के लिए उन्होंने अपनी लैंग्वेज का इस्तेमाल वहाँ पे किया और उनकी लैंग्वेज उनसे छीन ली गई. द रोमन्स कन्क्योर मैनी पार्ट्स ऑफ यूरोप एंड रिप्लेस्ड द लोकल लैंग्वेज बाय देयर ओन लैंग्वेज. रोमन्स ने कन्क्योर किया बहुत सारे पार्ट्स यूरोप के और रिप्लेस किया उनकी जो मदर लैंग्वेज उनको रिप्लेस किया. लेकिन later on, Spanish, Portuguese, Indian, Italians, and French developed from Latin. The Muslims invaders imposed Arabic and Persian in the countries of Asia empowered by them. Muslim जो invaders थे उन्होंने impose किया Arabic and Persian in the countries of Asia empowered by them. In India, a new language Urdu developed from the mixture of Persian and Hindi. इंडिया में भी एक नई लैंग्वेज डेवलप हो गई तो from the mixture of Persian and Hindi. Now question number 2 is what happened to the linguistic minority in a state? How do you think they can keep their language alive? For example, Punjabis in Bangalore, Tamils in Mumbai, Canadians in Delhi, Gujaratis in Kolkata. Answer is the linguistic minority in any state is easily marked and faces the same discrimination as the social or ethnic minorities. There is, however, a pronounced difference in the treatment meted out and the level of acceptance displayed by the majority community in that region of the city. Some cities like Delhi, Mumbai are cosmopolitan in outlook. The linguistic minority tries to preserve its identity through an intimate contact, interaction, and preservation of their language in socio-economic together. Family functions and festivals of their own region, adherence to social customs and traditions in family gatherings or groups. Meeting of women also promote the unity between the members of the linguistic minority. In short, by they create a mini Punjabi in Bangalore, mini Chennai in Mumbai, mini Bangalore in Delhi, and mini Surat in Kolkata. Question number three: Is it possible to carry pride in one's language too far? Do you think that linguistic chauvinism means? Answer is linguistic chauvinism means an aggressive and unreasonable belief that your own language is better than all others. This is called linguistic chauvinism. This shows an excessive or prejudiced support for one's own language. Sometimes pride in one's own language goes too far, and the linguistic enthusiasts can be easily identified by their extreme zeal for the preservation and spread of their language. In their enthusiasm, love, and support for their own language, they tend to forget the other languages to have their own merits, long history of art, culture, and literature behind them. Instead of bringing unity and winning over others as friends, having excessive pride in one's own language creates ill will and disintegration. The steep resistance to the acceptance of Hindi as national language by the southern states of India is direct outcome of the fear or help dominated by Hindi enthusiasts. The result is that one India remains only a slogan. Working with the words. English is a language that contains words from many other languages. इंग्लिश वो लैंग्वेज है जिसके कोई बाकी बहुत सारे वर्ड्स ऐसे हैं जो बाकी लैंग्वेज से इसमें हैं. The English is one of the reasons is now a world language. For example, this is a world language. For example, petit petit t French, kindergarten German, capital Latin, democracy Greek, bazaar Hindi. Find out the origins of the following words in tycoon, barbecue, zero, tulip, veranda, SKI, logo, robot, track, bandicoot. Now the word और उसका origin कहाँ है. टाइकून का origin जापानीज है, वेरेंडा इसका है पोर्तुगीज, टूलिप का इसका पर्शियन है, रोबोट ये सिजिट्स है, लोगो दिस इज़ ग्रीक, ज़ीरो दिस इज़ अरबिक, एंड bandicoot is Telugu, and SKI it is Norway, barbecue it is Spanish, trek it is South Asian Dutch. Now question number 2. Notice the underlined words in these sentences and tick the option that have been best explains their meaning. What a thunderstorm these words are to me. These words are loud and clear, startling and unexpected, pleasant and welcome. So इसका जो आंसर है that is startling and unexpected. Number second, do not go fast. You will get to your school in plenty time. You will get to your school very late, too early, this is early enough. Answer is or attached to their language. Number third is do not go so fast. You will get to your school in plenty of time. You will get to in we will get you will get to your school very late, too early enough. Early enough. This is C part. Early enough. Now question number D. He saw him took so that his I never saw him look so tall. Mr. Hamill had number first इसका choice है that is had grown physically taller, seemed very confident, stood on the chair. इसका जो आंसर है that is deep or that is seemed very confident. अब हमारे पास है noticing form. Read the sentences. Mr. Hamill had said that he would question us on participles. In the sentence about the verb form, had said is the first part. First part is used to first part is used to indicate an earlier past. The whole story is narrated in the past. Mr. Hamill saying happened earlier than events in the history. This form of this form of verb is called the past perfect. इस फॉर्म के वर्ब को क्या कहते हैं? Past perfect. Pick out the sentence from the story with this form of verb and say why this form has been used. वो sentences 5 sentences story में pick up कीजिए and stay with this form has been used or not. ये form इस्तेमाल किया गया नहीं. Answer is for the last 2 years of all our bad news had come from there. Reason is the coming of bad news happened earlier than the bulletin in the story. Now Hauser had brought an old primer. Answer is second part का है Hauser had और इसका event event of being supported earlier than friends noticed it. The event of bringing happened earlier than friends noticed it. That was the third part का है. That was what they put up on at the town hall. Answer is the putting up bulletin happened earlier. Now it is recalled. Now question number 4. They had not gone to school more. Answer is the action of not going happened much earlier. Reason the action of not going happened much earlier. They hope find that he would plant himself twine it after the windows after about the windows to the roof. They hope find that he had planted himself and twined it about the windows to the roof. Answer is the planning of hope wine happened earlier than it is twining and the windows. Now question is write a paragraph about 100 words arguing for or against to study 3 languages at school में 3 languages के बारे में उनके मतलब आप लिखिए और arguing or against having the study 3 language school. Answer is in studying in the most of states India students have to study 3 languages at the school. One of them is the mother language, the second is Hindi national language, and the third is English, the international or link language. In Hindi speaking region, as south of in Hindi speaking region as south of East Indian language, Tamil, Telugu, Karnataka, Malayalam or Bangla, Oriya, Assami, etc. is taught. The 3 languages from formula helps in national interaction by acquainting your young students about the social customs, rituals, culture, and traditions of the various parts of the country. It also focuses on the principles of unity, diversity. The only drawback in this system is that it puts an excessive burden on the minds of young learners to alleviate their problem. The course of study in the 3 young languages may be structured suitably. Thank you very much. आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया.